How's it going, everybody? You asked for it, and here it is. This is Tribes Ascend. Again, before I get started, the game is free to play. You can download it from the referral link in the description, or I think this is actually on Steam now, but I'm pretty sure it still uses their launcher anyway, so I don't know. If that floats your boat, go for it. It's a great game, and I think anyone should check it out if it looks interesting, which it does. Anyways, this video is going to be split up into sort of two parts, I guess, because this is a longer match. First of all, I'm going to talk about the soldier, because that's what I'm playing here. And after that, I'm going to talk about the recent patches, because I haven't posted a Tribes video since those have come out. So, yeah, let's go ahead and get started. So first of all, the soldier. This is a class that I really didn't like until recently. I almost had the blue plate there. Not quite. I really didn't like this class at first, mostly because I think the assault rifle that you get by default is not very good. You know, maybe some people can use it well, but I just don't find it to be particularly good. So I did end up getting the Spinfusor, and yeah, the Spinfusor is really, really good. It has very high power on it. It does, as you saw, about 1,300 to structures, and I think around 1,000, a little bit less, on a direct hit to an opponent. So it's very powerful. It's more powerful than the Juggernaut's default Spinfusor. So it's a very good way to go. And then if you combo that with the Eagle pistol, which I'm using here, it's a fast-firing, fairly high ammo capacity weapon that is hit-scanned, meaning the bullets will just fly and hit the target. There's no projectile that actually has to, you know, fly towards them like with most of the weapons. So wherever your crosshair is aiming, that's where it'll go. And obviously it's not 100% accurate because they wanted to balance it a little bit, but basically there's no chance for them to dodge it, really, because of that, if you've aimed it correctly. Basically what this means, if you're good with a Spinfusor, which I feel that I've become much better recently as I've been using this type of weapon more, you can, you know, nail people in combat, and if it gets down to where they have like one hit left, you can pull out the pistol and just chip away the rest of their health. Pistol does about 100 damage. Close range it's 100, and then it drops off from there. But it's a very easy weapon to hit with. Just don't expect to be taking anybody down with it, you know, if they don't already have damage. Other thing you really want to do is use your grenades, because they're incredibly good. They do a lot of damage, and we'll see that in a little while. But you can get a lot of people with your grenades as this class. Now, as far as strategies go with Soldier, there's really not any particular strategy that you should be using with them. It's really a class that can play any position fairly well. And part of the reason I've never liked playing it that much is because it doesn't really have a specialization. I've always preferred, you know, this is what I do, and I'm really good at it. You know, Soldier's more like, I can do pretty much anything, but, you know, there are other classes that are better than me at certain things. So, you know, you can work the middle, you can hang around your flag stand and defend, you can assault the enemy flag stand. Really, whatever you want to do as Soldier works pretty well. But your main thing that you're good at is killing other people. And then, of course, as I mentioned, the Spinfusor is very good for taking out structures, but really the main thing that you're doing as Soldier is killing other people. Like so. Here's an example of the grenades. Yeah, they do over 1,000 damage on a direct hit, meaning you can kill a light class in one shot. So if you're being chased, a very good idea is to toss a grenade, and if you time it right, they will run into it And I can pull this off very, very consistently, because a lot of times people don't expect it. But it works incredibly well. And you'll notice it does almost 1,000 damage on a direct hit to an opponent, so Spinfusor is a very good weapon. And hey, let's hop into the generator room, because there doesn't seem to be anybody down here. Other than that, there's really not too much to say about the soldier class. It's not a class that I play a lot, just because, you know, I prefer the more specialized classes. But it is a good way to go, especially if you're a beginner. Well, no, let me rephrase that. If you're a beginner and you happen to own the Spinfusor, because I don't think the assault rifle is good at all, but this is a good class for learning how to use the Spinfusor, assuming that you do, you know, have access to it, because you do have a lot of energy, which is something that a lot of the heavier hitting classes don't. So it's a little bit more forgiving when it comes to, you know, fighting one-on-one. You will have a little bit more energy than most people will. As you can see, I mean, it even works for just harassing the flag stand here. And obviously there are other classes that can do it better, but you can do it, a soldier, you know. So really, I think that's about all I have to say about this class. I didn't mention this, but I do prefer the pistol to the thumper. I don't find the thumper to be that incredibly good. Now, if you were using the assault rifle, I would keep the thumper with it, just so that you have that area of effect explosive kind of weapon, but if you do plan to seriously play this class, I would recommend getting the Spinfusor at least, because it's very, very good. Other than that, that's about it for Soldier. I really have no other comments about it. It's a general use class with all-around good skills, and that's about it. Kaboom. Lovely. So anyways, let's talk the newest patches, because I haven't had a chance to talk about those yet. I think the last Tribes video I posted, it was coming out like the next day or something, and so I haven't had a chance to try them yet. I actually really like the new... It happens. I actually really do like the new patches, and I was very nervous when I heard about the new weapons, because, you know, they said they were adding like all these new weapons at the same time, and they did. But you know, usually when a new update comes out, the weapons that are added are a little bit unbalanced. And I've had people say to me before that, you know, of course the weapons are imbalanced. They're supposed to be an upgrade from the default weapon. Well, they're really not. They're supposed to be a side grade, because you never want it to be where the person who spends money in your game is just flat out better than anyone else, you know? Stuff should be side grades. And if you watch Total Biscuit, as I do, he's talked about this a great deal, you know. It should never be where, just because you've spent money in the game, you are automatically going to have stuff that makes you better. This is a great shot, by the way. Yeah. I got owned, and I will admit it. So, for instance, the Spinfusor shouldn't really be an upgrade to the assault rifle. They're just different, right? For me, I think the Spinfusor's better because I'm good with this kind of weapon. But for somebody else, you know, they might be able to use the assault rifle really well. So it's a side grade thing, right? Same thing with the thumper or the pistol. They're both good, they just have their specific roles. Now, there's a little bit of a problem with this with the jackal, which I still feel, though it may not be unbalanced. Blue plate. I love those so much, and I've been getting better at them. Anyways, I feel that the jackal's been balanced a little bit better recently. However, it's still almost objectively better than the Spinfusor or the machine pistol. But as far as like the Raider the plasma gun and the sticky bomb launcher, I forget what it's called. Those are pretty much balanced now, so that's how stuff should be, right? It shouldn't be where, yes, if you spend more money, you will automatically get better stuff. And I think they've accomplished this with the new update, because the new weapons all have positives and negatives, right? And there are some of them where that you could look at and say, well, this one's probably better than that one, but it's never a thing where, you know, it's just better for sure. Like, there's no reason you would use another weapon because of this one or something. No, none of them are like that. Hey, let's grab the flag, because why not? It's really more a case of, you know, this one works better for such and such situation. It's stuff like, you know, this one has a lower fire rate, but does more damage. This one has a smaller magazine, but hits a little bit harder. Or you trade off splash damage for damage on a direct hit. You know, this is stuff that it is balanced because it's better for certain situations, you know. And I thought I was out of range of this strike, but nope. A little bit of a wasted grab, but whatever. It's all good. So anyways, I think they've done a really good job of balancing them. As far as which ones I've tried, I have tried most of the new stuff just in training. And I picked up a few of them. The new launcher for Doombringer is pretty rad. Now, it's led to a lot of people playing Doombringer as Assault, which doesn't really work. And you'll just see, like, you know, 4 Doombringers rushing across the field towards your flag stand, and that's a little bit weird, but hopefully that'll stop after people have figured out it doesn't really work. Blue plate number 2, thank you very much. What other weapons are good? I really like the Engineer's new submachine gun with a little bit higher damage. It's very nice. And I haven't tried a whole lot of them, really. I've been saving up my XP for, well, I got some new, more expensive weapons, but I'll talk about those at a later time. Speaking of XP, I really like the changes they made to that system as well. Kaboom. See what I mean about the grenades? They're very good. With the changes they made to the XP system, basically, you know, having your weapons and items level up as you use them means that 99% of the experience you're spending is going to be on new weapons. Combine that with the fact that the new weapons are all very reasonably priced. The majority of them are 18,000, which is the price of a perk. If you do well in a match, really well, and don't have VIP status or a boost, you can get 1,000. And obviously it won't always happen, but you can pick up 1,000 XP per match fairly consistently. So you figure it's 18 matches or so to get one of them. That's not bad at all, actually. But combine that, the prices of the new weapons with the way the XP system's been balanced, and it's very nice. Very much more friendly to the people who don't want to spend money buying gold. Because, you know, it used to be, yeah, if you wanted the weapon, you were going to have to get 100,000 XP, which, yeah, good luck with that. Unless you have a boost and you play a ton, or you just flat out buy gold. So, I'm very happy about it, as I keep saying. And that's the end of the match. Pretty much my thoughts on Soldier and on the new patches. If you have any questions, comments, things you'd like to see, things you wouldn't like to see, whatever, let me know in the comments. I've got some more footage that I'm going to be getting to soon. That's about it. Let me know what you thought, and I will see you guys on the next video. Till then, later.